Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, man. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and it seemed like there's a really long delay between StreamYard and there today. But anyway, we're here. Happy Monday to y'all. Happy August 1st. Can you believe it? We're here at 1st of August already. This year's just flying by. So, anyway, hope everybody's having a good Monday morning. Let's take a look and see who's with us this morning. I apologize. I got the both things cranked wide open here, so maybe a little noisy. Just saying. Let's see, we got Darren Birds here. Good morning, Darren. Our lucky drawing winner is in the house. It says, "Good Monday, y'all. Live long and prosper." Yes, indeed. Good morning, George. Good morning, Thomas. Mr. Galt's in the house. He says, "Morning, everyone. One step closer to the spindle. The son hooked up 220 yesterday after juggling circuit breakers around. Good deal. Can't wait to see that thing fire up. Sounds like you're right there, ready to go, just about." Good morning, Landis. Hope you and the family is doing well. Say hello to Matt for me. Good morning to Leo. He says, "Happy Monday. Thumbs up." Thank you for the thumbs up. Got a few of them over there. Marcelo's here. Good morning. George says he's back. I guess he must have left and came back. I don't know. Oh, well, this first one was at like 8 stamped at 8:12. So Kevin L's in the house. Good morning, Kevin. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of excited. I don't really know why, but I think this is going to be a good week. I just got a feeling. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just got that feeling. Uh, Tell you what, I'm printing back here. I'm making some of these now. I don't really like this color. I mean, I like the color, but not for what this is. But what I got running back there is, and I've looked for them before, but I went back on Thingiverse and looked for a thing to hang guitars on because I got a bunch of guitars and I want to get them hung up on the wall out of the way. So I found this design, and I didn't draw this. It's something I got off Thingiverse, and I thought, well, I don't know, I think that one will be sturdy enough. So I had the blue spool on this one right here on number 2, and I thought, well, I'll just to be able to test this because it may not even be strong enough. Um, so I printed this out with the blue yesterday afternoon, and then it finished up. I don't know. I was already getting ready to go to bed, so I just came in here and turned it off when it finished, and thought, well, if it works, I'll run some more today. So I got up this morning, checked it out. I know it's going to work with pretty much everything. The only one I worry about is that little Strat that I have, that Squire Strat, because it's kind of heavy, but I think it's going to work for that. So I thought, well, let me get them both fired up because these take a little, take a minute to print. And but I didn't want to do the blue, so the one over here where I had the blue, I pulled it back off and put the black back on that I'd put in the box. And then when I started them both up, I thought, well, shoot, that one's got black, but I know it doesn't have enough to finish this, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it and probably make it black and blue. So anyway, I got to get some more black. I just can't seem to keep. Seems like one or the other is always running out, and I never have a spare for both of them. So I'm just gonna have to start ordering them 2 at a time, I guess. Let's see. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Jim Senecola's here. Good morning, Jim. Gary Hammett's here. Good morning, Gary. Hope you're doing well. Jim Senecola says, printing a calibration cube on my 3D printer to see if it's in spec. All righty. I printed a couple of these, the smaller ones, and then just for giggles, I've printed some. I don't know where the bigger ones are, but I've scaled them up where they're twice as big. And I don't even remember what they're supposed to be. But I never have tried to adjust anything or calibrate it. It's close enough. I think they're supposed to be 20 by 20 by 20 millimeters. This one's on the X is 19.97. So 0.03 of a millimeter is like nothing. All right, let's see what the Y is. The Y is, it's a little big, 20.12. And then the Z is about 20.12 also. So that's plenty close enough for anything I do. I have not done any calibration at all. Because you know me, I print stuff. I'm not worried so much about the size. I just want to make sure it works. So, let's see here. George says, totally off topic, like we have a topic here in the morning. Looking behind you at the camera by the door, what kind is it, and is it Wi-Fi capable? Okay, so you are talking, I can't do my dadgum fingers right, but that one right there, that is the one I use most of the time to record videos that I do out in the shop. If I'm doing them in here, I might use it, and I've had it in here because you can see when I was doing that review video for those build plates, I used it right there a little bit. But a lot of times if I'm doing like a Design Spark Mechanical or something like that, I just use this StreamYard and use this. But I take that camera out into the shop. It's filthy. If you could see it up close, you'd be surprised it even still works. But it is a Canon EOS Rebel T5i. And I don't know if you can even buy those anymore. It's I've had it, I don't know. Every time I say I've had something 3 years and I look back and it's like more like 5 or 6. I know I've had it a good while. But it is a DSLR camera. It's got a cheap Amazon mic, external mic that plugs into that. And as far as being Wi-Fi compatible, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I know I could hook that up to and some people do this, but I know some people that do live streams, they'll use their really good camera and have it connected to some device called CamLink or something like that, where it basically turns I cannot point right, turns a camera like that into basically a webcam. But I've never bothered with that. I'm not even sure what that one is. I think that's one of the knockoffs. I have 2 webcams that are exactly alike. They're kind of knockoffs of a Logitech 920. And then one of them I have out there that I use and I don't remember if it's the one I use as my main camera or the one I use to shoot at my machine. But one of them's a Logitech C920, and the other one's a knockoff exactly like that one. And the knockoffs do just as well as the other kind. Anyway, that's probably a lot more information than you wanted, George. But there you go. Now you know the whole story of Dave's cameras. So, but yeah, that's been a good camera back there. I've had that thing hanging upside down over my lathe, you know, around the CNC, getting covered with dust, and I'm surprised the stuff inside still works right, because it gets filthy, and then I have to, you know, use my air compressor, but not put too much air, because I don't want to mess it up by hitting it too hard, and try to keep it blowed off and stuff. But man, it's that and that tripod both stay really dusty from being out in my shop. I don't baby it. You know, my shop, you can take one, you know, watch any of my videos or any of my live streams, and within about 10 seconds, you can tell that my stuff is a shop. It's not a studio. Some people build a shop and call it a shop, but it's really more like a studio, because it don't look like there's ever any work done in there. But that ain't the way mine is. You can tell that when you look in the background. There's junk everywhere and dust. And I mean, just look at this past live stream we did out there doing the making Big Jack his thing. I left the dust collection off, and I knew it was going to make a big mess on the when I had the end mill in there parting everything out. But I thought, well, you know, it's going to be so much louder if I run the dust collection. And plus, I know folks like to see the actual bit and stuff, so I left it all off. But anyway, let's see. George says, I have a Nikon D5000. Well, it's old and limited, yeah. I'm hoping that little camera right back there, that the one I just mentioned, the Canon T5i, I'm hoping that it will last me until I stop making videos. And even if it doesn't, I probably won't buy enough, because they're expensive. I can't remember what I paid for that thing brand new, but it was several $100s. But I really wanted to try to up my YouTube game. I mean, I was using just that little flip thing, and it recorded it like, I don't know, 480, or maybe it was 720. I don't know. But, you know, it had one button. You put it on the tripod, you hit the button, it'd start recording. You walk around, do what you got to do, and you come back, you'd hit the button again, it'd shut it off. It was super easy, but not very good quality and stuff. So, but yeah, I really splurged when I bought that. I did not want to buy a fancy camera like that. And of course, now it's not that fancy. There's a lot more fancy ones out there now. In fact, since we're talking about cameras, since that's our topic, as George would say, let me just Google and see if you can even still get, I bet you can't even get a T5i. I bet you can't. Well, maybe you can. I don't know that they would make new ones, because I think there's like a T7i or something like that out now. Although I don't know. It looks like you can still get them. Let me see if this says new or if it is. I guess it's new. I don't know. But there, well, I can show you what I'm looking at here. This is just the camera body, and it's $400. But But that's yeah, that's exactly what. Now that's probably the. Oh, wait a minute. Is this thing? Okay, yeah, maybe it does come with that lens. Yeah, yeah, that looks exactly like mine, and I think that's the because I haven't bought any specialty lenses for it or anything. So maybe that is okay. It says kit, yeah. So $400. See, that's probably about half what I paid a few years ago. And I guess that's a new one. It doesn't. I don't see where it's. Oh, wait a minute. This over here says used, very good. So maybe that's the deal. Okay, yeah. So it is not new, I guess. You probably can't. I don't know. You probably can't get new ones because that's been many years ago, and I'm sure they got much better ones out. Out. Yeah. Larry says I have a Canon SLR I haven't used in a few years that I need to get rid of. Well, wait a minute. What's this here? Leo's talking about plastic dust collection caught on fire. Got it out in time, only 5 minutes. Hmm. Tell us more, Leo. We want to know more. I'm not sure what you mean by plastic dust collection. Were you cutting plastic and something caught on fire? Rob Schuster's in the house. How you doing, Rob? Enjoyed your little 1 minute drum video. Short and sweet. And also enjoyed having you join us for the panel Saturday. That was a lot of fun. Leo says, look above. Okay, yeah. So I missed a comment here. See, George gets me off track here. Just kidding, George. Oh, well, let me turn this off. We don't need to be looking at that. Cutting slots in red oak pieces for work yesterday. 1/2 inch deep, 1.5 wide, 40 inches long. Walked away for a few minutes. Cutting slots in red oak. Were you using an upcut or a down cut? I tell you, a lot of people swear by the down cuts and stuff, but I do not like to use a down cut unless I'm going to be right there. Because, I mean, you think about it, a down cut isn't removing the chips, it's just cramming them down in there. So no matter what you cut, there's a lot of heat and friction and stuff going on. I mean, I've used a down cut to do holes, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I mean, I've done it where it's like it comes down just, a 16th and, peck drilling where it comes back up and it's like by the time you get down to the bottom, it'll be smoking. So I never want to use that unless I'm right there. But maybe you weren't using one of those. I don't know. But again, if you get anything that gets hot and that's the other thing I don't like to do. I don't like to use my dust collection if I know I'm cutting something that's might be a little toasty, because I don't want it sucking it up. And then all of a sudden I look over in the corner where my dust collector is and it's starting on that corner of my house. And my house is so dusty from the garage, all the dust and stuff it's like a tinder box. It would go up pretty quick. So I'm pretty picky. I'd rather clean up the mess with the shop vac a lot of times than yeah, he says, tell us the rest of the story. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's all he's going to share with us. That's bad enough. But I guess he was at work, so yeah. I'll never forget one time where I used to work at the little sheet metal fabrication place here in um, right here in McDonald. The it was a sheet metal job shop, and they had a separate building where they had their laser machine. And the guy he'd been the operator of the laser for a long time. Uh, wasn't necessarily the brightest bulb on the tree, if you know what I mean, but he was pretty good at running that laser. Well, one day he decided he was cleaning up some stuff around it, and he decided to get a shop vac and, clean up, vacuum around the machine and stuff like that. Well, when you have a 4,000 watt laser and it's cutting 3/4 inch plate or 1/2 inch plate or 1/4 inch plate or any kind of steel, it's hot. It gets hot. And somehow he had sucked up a slug or something from a hole, or, who knows what it was. And it got in that shop vac. And of course, now this isn't a wood shop. So the other stuff that's in the shop vac is all metal dust, which is different than wood dust. But anyway, so he vacuums it up, and that thing sat over there in the corner, the shop vac, and smoldered, just slowly started catching stuff, getting a little, got going there. And next thing you know, that whole thing took off. And it's luckily that he did it early enough before we had shut down and gone home for the day, because it would have burnt that whole laser building down. Or I guess it would have. It's a metal building, but still, if it had got over and got a hold of the laser, because there's a lot of flammable stuff that could have got on the laser, but who knows? That could have been disastrous. But he was still there, so he caught it and then just wheeled the whole. The thing was smoking real bad and everything, and he just pushed it outside, and then of course that was the end of that shop vac. So anyway. Okay, he said it was an upcut 1/2 inch end mill, 1/4 inch deep, 25 or 0.25 width of cut. All right, I'm confused now. Must mean depth of cut. No. Let's see. 1/2 inch in. Well, if it's a 1/2 inch end mill, I'm not sure how they get a 1/4 inch width of cut, unless it's only cutting. And what were you cutting? I mean, are we talking a router, or are we talking a mill? Jesse's here. Good morning, Jesse. Solar Man's here. I guess you still on location, huh, Ryan? Yeah. Excuse me. It makes me think of all the elements needed for fire: oxygen, fuel, and heat. Yep, that's the three. That's the three. Anyway, I hope it all worked out. Ryan says he's going to be on location till Wednesday. All right. Georgia Bubba's in the house. Got up late. Heard you guys talking cameras. You can get good deals on Marketplace. I have a Canon T6 and a 77D. The T6 won't support a wireless mic, but the 77D does. Okay. All righty. Okay, I got it. He's using a router bit, but so the first pass was a 1/4 inch wide, and then after that, or 1/2 inch wide, and then thereafter it was 1/4. I got you. Okay, takes a little while for old Dave to get it this early in the morning, and I left my coffee cup in the other room. I've really already had 2 cups of coffee this morning, but they were the smaller ones. So normally, or sometimes I'll get 3, and I planned on getting another one. Then I looked up and I thought, I don't have time to go in there and get it. It's time to go here. And then, of course, if I'd known YouTube was going to take so long to kick in, I could have went ahead and got it probably. Gary says, and the chemical chain reaction is the 4th part of the fire. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have. My time's about up. Anyway, I was going to say I don't have much else to talk about, but my time's about up. Looks like I watched Joanne this morning. Looks like the forecast is pretty much the same. It's all 40 to 50% chance of showers every single day this week. So I think I'm going to go out there and finish up Jack's dog bowl stand. Won't take long to sand it and get it glued up. But then after the glue's dry and I pull a clamp off of it, I will probably stain it. And I'm thinking that I might stain it with ebony stain if I have enough. I'm not sure how much I got in that can, but I might use it because Rocky was a chocolate lab and I stained his dark walnut, so it was chocolatey looking. And Jack's a black lab, so I probably should stain it with an ebony stain, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I need to get that finished and be thinking about what I'm going to do this next Saturday. I'm thinking you guys can let me know what you think if you watch the Saturday thing. I think some of you do, but I'm thinking I might. We might just take a look at the box gadget in VCarve Pro and maybe experiment with cutting some pieces to make a box, because the gadget makes those little joints and stuff. Might do that. You'll have to let me know what you think of that. I have ran just kind of half playing with it myself. But it wasn't anything fancy. It was just some test cuts. And I ran one with all the default settings because I didn't know really where to start with using 1/4 inch MDF. And then I just use a 1/8 inch down cut. And the first one I did, it was really snug. I mean, you had to beat the thing together. So then I think on the second one, I tweaked it a little bit and added a little to it. So, anyway, okay. What's this about? Chris says no StreamYard link. What? All right. I don't know what that means. And I don't know what that means for sure. So, George says he likes the box cutting idea. Well, I have an application for a box that it's another one of those things that's been on my list of things to do for a long, long time. Chris says I want a video chat with you. I don't know who you are, Chris. Sorry. I don't send the link out to just anybody. I don't know who you are. And my time is up. So anyway, we are going to get out of here, and I guess I'll go get busy with Jack's thing. And of course, I got to keep an eye on that because I don't want that to run out. In fact, I may, before I even go out there, I may just go ahead and switch it to the blue because I know that spool is not gonna last. So anyway, we will get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Monday. And if you're not doing that tomorrow morning, come on back. We should be here for number 537. Have a good one, everybody.